Namaste students. Bridge course for science grade 8 day 4 respiration in animals. How do we get energy? All the energy that our body needs comes from the food we eat. After food is digested, nutrients are broken down in the cells. Using oxygen that we eat by breathing into carbon dioxide and water, releasing energy. The life process involved in this release of energy from food is called respiration. This process involves two steps. First one, breathing. The next one, cellular respiration. Breathing means inhaling or taking in oxygen rich air and exhaling or sending out air that is rich in carbon dioxide. So what is meant by breathing? Taking in oxygen rich air and sending out air that is rich in carbon dioxide. The next one, cellular respiration. In this process, that energy release by breaking down food molecules. What is meant by cellular respiration? In this process, that release energy by breaking down food molecules. Next one, respiratory system in animals. Different kinds of animals have different kinds of respiratory system to obtain oxygen. For example, terrestrial animals get oxygen from air. Then aquatic animals use oxygen that is dissolved in water. Okay, so let us see one by one. Gills. Many aquatic animals respire through special organs are called gills. When a fish opens its mouth, it takes in water with the dissolved oxygen. When it closes its mouth, send out carbon dioxide into the water. Okay, when a fish opens its mouth, it takes in water with the dissolved oxygen. When it closes its mouth, send out carbon dioxide into the water. The next one, skin. Animals like earthworms and leeches, frog take up oxygen using the slimy and moist surface of their skin. The next one, spiracles. Insects have small holes called spiracles on the sides of their body. Oxygen-rich air enters the body through the spiracles. Air rich in carbon dioxide is sent out through the spiracles. The next one, lungs. All mammals, birds, reptiles and amphibians breathe using lungs. The respiratory system in human. Humans inhale and exhale air with the help of their lungs. Air is inhaled through the nostrils. The inhaled air enters the nostril cavity. The first step, the inhaled air enters the nostril cavity. From the nostril cavity, air passes into an organ called the pharynx. The next step, air passes into the organ pharynx, which has two openings. The esophagus, that means food pipe, and the windpipe are called trachea. After the pharynx, that has two openings, esophagus and trachea. The trachea branches into two smaller tubes called bronchi. Each bronchus opens into a lungs. Inside the lungs, the bronchus divided into many thin tubes called bronchioles. These bronchioles enter small air sacs called alveoli. The alveoli are richly supplied with blood through a network of blood capillaries. This is, this is the path taken by inhaled air, nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, bronchioles, alveoli, capillaries. Okay. Then exhaled air goes out through the same path in the reverse direction. The next one, how air enters the lungs. The lungs is a thin sheet of muscle called a diaphragm. Okay. Inhalation, exhalation, these are the two things involved here. Inhalation. The diaphragm contracts and moves down. The time the size of the chest cavity increases and the lungs expand, oxygen-rich air is inhaled into the lungs. Next, exhalation. The diaphragm relaxes and moves up. That time, the size of the chest cavity decreases and lungs contract and rich in carbon dioxide is exhaled from the body. Next, the exchange of gases. The alveoli increases the surface of the exchange gases. The alveoli increases the surface area for the exchange of gases. The oxygen from air moves into the blood capillaries. This process by which a substance moves from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. This is called diffusion. Okay, so the oxygen, this process by which a substance moves from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. Okay. The next one, cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the stage in which food molecules are broken down to release energy. This steps involves chemical reactions that takes place in every cell in the body. This cellular respiration involves a chemical reaction that takes place in every cell in the body. Chemical substance called enzymes. Okay, this is a cellular respiration. The next one, difference between breathing and cellular respiration. Breathing is a physical process. Cellular respiration is a chemical reactions. In breathing, inhaling and exhaling air, it involves only the exchange of gases. But the cellular respiration, the breakdown of food molecules and release the energy. Breathing, it takes place outside the cell. But cellular respiration, it takes place inside the cell. Breathing is an extracellular process, but cellular respiration is an intracellular process. Breathing, it does not release energy, but cellular respiration, it releases energy. So these are the difference between breathing and cellular respiration. The next one, types of respiration. Aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. There are two types of respiration. Aerobic respiration. Respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen is aerobic respiration. Respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen is aerobic respiration. Okay. All animals and plants carry out aerobic respiration. Here one equation, glucose, that means sugar, plus oxygen to produce carbon dioxide plus water and energy. This is the equation for aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is a mode of cellular respiration that does not use oxygen to break down food molecules and release energy. Such type of respiration are called anaerobic respiration. Okay. So, glucose, that means sugar, is breaking down to form ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide and energy release in the absence of oxygen. So anaerobic respiration means it's a mode of cellular respiration that does not use oxygen to break down food molecules and release energy. In the absence of oxygen, this respiration takes place. The next one, anaerobic respiration in human muscle cells. Anaerobic respiration can occur in human muscle cells too. Sometimes, when we exercise heavily, the body cannot supply enough oxygen to the muscles to completely break down sugars into carbon dioxide and water. At such times, the muscle cells respire anaerobically. At such times, the muscle cells respire anaerobically. Glucose is broken down into lactic acid and energy is released. So this reaction takes place in human muscle cells. The equation, glucose in the absence of oxygen to produce lactic acid and to release energy. Okay, anaerobic respiration in human cells, human muscle cells. The next thing, difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration in presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration in the absence of oxygen. Aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water are formed, but anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol are formed. Aerobic respiration, more energy is released. Anaerobic respiration, less energy is released. Aerobic respiration, glucose is broken down completely. Aerobic respiration, glucose is broken down completely, but anaerobic respiration, glucose is not broken down completely. Okay, that's it. This is your home activity. The first one, draw a neat labeled diagram of the human respiratory system. The number 2, find and circle the vocabulary. Okay. Thank you, students.